Welcome back to one of the Bears Travel Plays YouTube channel. Today is Saturday, November 30th, and I'm back looking at some college basketball picks. We're going to be looking at a fifth place game and a championship game. Fifth place game, Texas A&M going up against Rutgers. Championship game, the Oregon Ducks taking on the Alabama Crimson Tide. 4 plays in total. Before that, we're going to take a look at the Pittsburgh game because it was a doozy. It was on the cock. I apologize for that. I thought it was on ESPN, but it was on the cock. And Ohio State had this game won 3 different times. They were up by 13 points in the first half. Pittsburgh was not playing any defense. Pittsburgh went on a 17-0 run to go up by 3. Ohio State then was up by 6 points late in the game. Pittsburgh made everything down the stretch. Ohio State couldn't make any free throws. We went to overtime. Pittsburgh did not score in overtime for a while. Ohio State went up by 5. Pittsburgh made it 3. Ohio State went up by 4. 2 free throws, missed. Ohio State went up by 5. 1 made free throw. Pittsburgh was fouled on a 3-point attempt. Make that make sense. Make that make sense, Ohio State. Cut it to 1. Ohio State fouled. Made 1 free throw. Pittsburgh. 3-pointer. Right in your eye. Right in your eye. Right in the eye. They win by 1. Congratulations to Pittsburgh. Great game. Great game. Should they have won? No. Actually, I'm going to pull up the stats because I was looking at the stats during the game. If it was like a blind resume and you were like, guess the score, I don't know if I could have told you Pittsburgh won that game. Give me a second. Just relax, all right? Just relax. Where's it at? Here we go. 91-90 final score. Load. Here we go. Pittsburgh and Ohio State, they both made 30 shots from the field. Ohio State, 11 threes, Pittsburgh, 8 threes. Ohio State, 51% from the field, Pittsburgh, 44% from the field. Ohio State, 20 assists, Pittsburgh, 10 assists. Same turnovers, same steals, same blocks. Pittsburgh out-rebounded Ohio State by 7, and they made 4 more free throws. Sometimes the numbers lie, people. Didn't find John Mobley Jr. anywhere. He scored 6 points. If somebody did take it, I'll take a loss, but I didn't find it anywhere, and I was looking minutes before the game. I saw all the starters, but did not see John Mobley Jr. So we're going to move on to Saturday. Texas A&M going up against Rutgers. I'm going to take Texas A&M here. I love them against the spread. I've talked about them a couple times this season already. I am going to talk about Rutgers, though, for most of this time because I've already broke down Texas A&M quite a bit. But Rutgers, there's a guy on this team, a true freshman, 6'6". He looks like he's an everything guard. He scored nearly 25 points per game. Looking at him, reading up on him, it looks like he might make a run for Cooper Flagg for overall number 1 in the NBA draft. His name is Dylan Harper. Does that sound familiar? 24.6 points per game. He's been doing it all this season. 24.6 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists almost per game, shooting 55% from the field. He's making 6 free throws per game. This is like my guy. This is a guy to take for player props. I mean, he's getting to the line. He's making shots. He's good from the field. He's an all-around team guy. And he sounds familiar, right? Because that's Ron Harper's brother. He played at Rutgers as well for several years. He was a beast for them. I'm sure this kid had many offers to go other places, but he went where his brother went. I think that's really cool. Other than him, Rutgers has another freshman, Ace Bailey. Great name. He scored 17.8 points per game as well. So 2 freshmen putting up 40-plus points per game. Other than that, though, this Rutgers team, they hit the jackpot with the freshmen, but other than that, highest rebounds per game. Other than those 2, 5.1, highest points per game, 8.1. This is a team with just 2 really good players and just some role guys. There's nothing special about anybody else. Texas A&M, they're a well-oiled machine. They play very well together. They're very balanced. They play defense. They're good from deep. I'm going to take them to win this game against the spread. I think they're an overall better team. Next play, we're going to be looking at Alabama going up against Oregon. Have not seen Oregon yet this season, but a half, we've seen Alabama a lot. So again, going to be talking about just mainly Oregon, and they could be a powerhouse this season. They're playing great defense. They're balanced. The front court's good. The back court's good. They have 4 players averaging double-digit points per game. The 5th player, the starter, is averaging 9.7 points per game. I love the transfer TJ Bamba. He's from Villanova. He's a big game player. Whenever you need him to go for 15-plus, 20-plus points, you're going to get that against the top 25 team. He typically delivers every single time. We also have a center, big man, Nate Biddle. He's a senior, scoring 14 points per game, walking double-double, 55% from the field. I mentioned the defense as well. This Oregon team, they're playing extremely well in this tournament. Texas A&M and San Diego State, big wins against them, giving up 70 points or less in both those games, and they put up 80 points and 78 points against A&M and SDSU. Those are two good defensive teams. Alabama's been up and down this season. If Alabama makes their shots, they're going to play well. If Alabama missed their shots, they can lose to any team in the country. Alabama doesn't play defense. I do think Oregon, if they can stop Alabama from making the threes, stop transition points, they're going to win this game very easily. Alabama's going to be the favorite. I see it on ESPN. They are favored to win 70%. I think Oregon wins this game outright. If they can stop transition, if they can stop the three, Oregon wins this game outright. Plus, they're putting up 80-plus points per game. So I like Oregon here against the spread. I'm also might sprinkle them on the money line as the play there. Best player props of the day. I was going to take maybe one of those Rutgers freshmen. Haven't seen him play yet, and it's always tough to take someone when you haven't seen him play. I don't recommend doing that. If you want to, go for it. I mean, the numbers typically don't lie. Stats look great. Really, that's the only players that are scoring for Rutgers this season. But I'm going to go with the bread and butter. I've seen Wade Taylor play a couple times this season. He's cashed for us a couple times. Last time we took him 17.5. He scored 18 in the game going up against Creighton. This number might be a little bit lower, 16.5, 17.5. But Wade Taylor has been the guy in this tournament for Texas A&M. If you're looking for shot production, if you're looking for shot volume, this is the guy. He's taken 16 shots and 19 shots over the last two games going up against Oregon and Creighton. He also stays on the floor for the majority of the games, and we are going to see him kill Rutgers from deep. If he's making his three-point shots, A&M's a hard team to beat. He has not been very efficient from deep in the tournament. He has only made 5 of his 19 threes, but he has been able to score 15-plus points in both of those games. He is not going to stop shooting. He's not a guy who loses confidence, and Texas A&M cannot have him lose confidence. He needs to be putting up shots. We're going to see the defense of these freshmen for these Rutgers players. We're going to see how good they are because we know they can score. Can they defend? We're going to find out in this game going up against Wade Taylor. I'm going to take his over total points as the play. For the last play, I already touched on him a little bit. Oregon going up against Alabama. TJ Bamba over his total points, and we are going to go over the total points because Alabama doesn't play defense. On the season, he's scoring 13.1 points per game. He's making not a ton of his shots, only 40% from the field, 36% from the outside, though. He needs to do a little bit better knocking down some shots because he is shooting the third most on this team. They need his points per game, and I almost can guarantee he's going for 20-plus points in this game against Alabama. This is a big guard, so I don't know if Alabama has anybody up top who can guard him. He's 6'5". He can shoot the ball from anywhere on the floor, and I did say he shows up in these big games. In this tournament so far, he scored 18 points against A&M, 22 points against SDSU. He was very aggressive going up against A&M, had 10 free throws in that game. Then against SDSU, he found his shot from the outside, making 4 threes. Before those games, his best game of the season was against Montana, and his most shots of the season was against Montana. He took 10 shots in the tournament. He's taken 12-plus shots in both games. Love that. Also, he's playing a ton of minutes, 32-plus minutes in both games. He doesn't leave the floor for the majority of the game. I'm going to take his over total points going up against Alabama. He's going to be a big reason why I think Oregon knocks down Alabama in this game. Let's go over to the recap graphic. We're going to be taking Oregon against the spread. I'm going to sprinkle them on the money line probably as well. Texas A&M against the spread. We have TJ Bamba over his total points, and then Wade Taylor over his total points going up against Rutgers. Guys, that's going to do it for the NCAA basketball picks and props for Saturday, November 30th slated games. If you guys enjoyed the content, please be sure to drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel below. See you guys next video, and thanks for watching.